Hey everyone, welcome back to Being Real. Welcome back here. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate that. Today I'm going to be talking about the types of acne or pimples that we get on our vaginas, like vaginal acne or vaginal pimples. But before I go anywhere, I'd like to make a quick disclaimer that I am not a gynecologist. I'm just a woman who's sharing her experience as a mother of two, as well as the number of years that I have on this earth, combining it with my research and the experience of other women that I talk to, and I'm bringing it forward to you. Rest assured that most of the things that I talk about, I do make use of. I try to make use of myself, and I guinea pig myself all the time. So please rest assured that it's safe. I would never make you try anything that does not make sense. So let's go. So before getting into the nitty-gritty of why and why you're getting a pimple down there, or what type of pimple is it, I like to just clarify the fact that it is normal to get some kind of acne down there. Like, the vaginal region is mostly made out of skin, and just like any other part of the skin, like body, like whether it's your face or it's your arms or it's your whatever, you're prone to get pimples because of whatever it is that you're going through in your environment or inside of your body. So it's just the fact that the pore is clogged, and then the pore still continues to do its normal work, and then it just collects and it collects, and then it looks like a raised bump, and to us it's acne. So for the vaginal region is a lot of secretory glands, and when these glands or ducts, the ducts of these glands are clogged, then it doesn't stop secreting its oil, you know. So when the secretion happens while there's clogging down there, the pimple is prone to develop. So yeah, don't be shocked. It's not a bad thing. Just learn how to deal with it or manage it or try to prevent it or whatever. Just know that the vagina region needs to be moist all the time. That's the tricky part of this. But we'll deal with this. So firstly, the reason why you could be getting pimple or acne down there could be because of some form of hormonal imbalance. So this kind of pimple really doesn't choose gender. So whether you're male or you're female, you're prone to get this kind of pimple. It's like a fat pimple that's filled with sebum or pus or whatever you want to call it. It's not really an irate unless we like it's still developing, and it has like some form of sensitivity to it. So what you could do is just be tender to yourself, and maybe try to consume some foods that could be regulating hormonally. Foods like flax seeds and like some cruciferous vegetables, as well as like foods with good oils. Those do help somewhere, but the instances like when we cannot really help what's happening with our hormones, like for us women when we are um, right before you ovulate, so the beginning of your cycle and towards ovulation, like the pre-ovulatory stage, that's when there's a whole lot of like estrogen secretion. The body's developing, you know um, to do things down there. So you're prone to get a pimple down there. Don't worry about that. It's not anything to worry about. The second reason you could be getting a pimple down there is because you have like an excessive sweating and all production. So this, like, all the time, we prone to sweat sometime down there when you're wearing your tights, when you're wearing your skinny jeans and your tight, what you call the leggings, and um like tight fitting underwear, and when you're at the gym, like there's a lot of events or activities that we participate in and things that we do that make it like sweat there, and there's a whole lot of like oil production down there. What we could do to alleviate these kind of things is to try to be as minimal as possible when necessary. So when you're at home, like I always say, when you're at home, please try to just not wear underwear if you don't need to. When you're sleeping, you don't need to wear underwear. Like, please, like, I know your significant other will appreciate this, but please just try by all means to not wear underwear when unnecessary. Try to minimize your tights. Try to minimize your like kind of underwear that you wear. That would help a lot, you know. Another reason could be that you are wearing tight underwear. So when you're wearing tight underwear, you will experience what is called a friction blister. So when the lace or the nylon is rubbing against the skin for a long time, you get a blister. This blister is so sensitive. We know blisters are sensitive. So for this kind of thing, you could just firstly start by just minimizing on those kind of underwear. Just buy breathable cotton underwear. It helps a lot. You know, wear that or not wear underwear at all. You know, and then or you could also try to use witch hazel, some witch hazel astringent. They come in different kind of products. You can get it in pads, you can get it in oils, you can get it in ointments and creams and stuff. But I prefer it. The simpler the better. So get an oil, in your pad, or get the pads. You know, better yet, get the pads and then put it there. It helps with the whole. It helps a lot with like inflammation and itching. And you could also use a warm compress. You put it down there. It works like magic. Okay, and the other reason that we could be getting that kind of some form of uncomfortability there is a bacterial infection. So a bacterial infection would like depend on the kind of infection. In fact, it could be that you have a yeast infection that could cause yeast infection could cause the itchiness, and then from the itchiness you could be scrubbing on your skin, and then it develops some form of something, you know, which is a blister or a bump or whatever, but some form of irritation that would not be pleasing, you know. Or you could have shaved during you could have shaved while you have a yeast infection that could definitely make you have some form of a rash down there, or you could have an STI. So there are three most common STIs. You could have genital warts, you could have HPV, human papillovirus, or you could have scabies. Ugh. So for those kind, you will definitely know when something is not right. You will know because the pimples from like warts and HPV, they look like the acne looks more or less like cauliflower kind of outgrowth. You know, so you will know, you will see. You know, you can always tell when something is not right. You know, just try to be in tune with yourself. You will know if, for instance, it's itchy, especially like scabies are very itchy around nighttime, then please go contact your doctor. That's not one to take lightly. And then lastly, the reason why you could be getting not a yeast infection, vaginal acne down there is because you shave. So whether you're waxing or whether you're using a razor blade or whatever, you're prone to get some form of acne. So this could be from razor rash, or from an ingrown hair. So an ingrown hair is just hair that grows but doesn't get out of the hair follicle. It just grows underneath the skin and continues to grow and forms into a bump. Gosh, what you need to do, this video is becoming longer than I wanted it to become. So what you need to do for an ingrown hair is to understand that one, you need to use razors, like sharp razors, and a fresh razor every time. Don't use dull old razors; it will just make you. And then the second one is like to not shave against the grain, you know. So shave in the direction that your hair is growing out, and you know. And then thirdly, you could just like lather up with shaving cream, you know. And then like try by all means to, you know, when you do notice that you have an ingrown hair, please exfoliate your skin. It will help you. Like a sugar scrub. You could take a cup of brown sugar with a half a cup of honey or a cup of honey, and then put it in there. Uh, and then whatever oil I choose to use, coconut oil, and then mix it in there, like maybe 4 teaspoons of coconut oil or whatever oil that you choose, and then mix it in there. and then rub it on the area, You can also use it for your whole body. It's very good for exfoliating your skin. And then rub it, let it sit for like 15 minutes, and then wash it off. And continue it until you can see some improvement, because it allows that layer of skin that is underneath, is above the follicle, the hair that is growing, to just, rejuvenate, and it allows the hair to grow out again. Don't pop the pimples. Please don't pop the pimples. So thank you for your time, guys. I'm going to be making another video soon, and I'll see you then. Enjoy your day.